Jesse Peterson, somebody that I've like frequented his channel and some things that I've admired about the man, has been outed as a gay man. Beta man.
What's up? This is Method Man right here. Yes, I have a mask on because I care. Welcome to Jody's Corner.
Normally, I wouldn't even do a video about this. I'm Jody Joe. Subscribe to the channel for everything real content. But I liked Jesse Peterson because he kept it real. Beta man, beta, amazing. He would like confront men when they were acting like sissies. And that's the content that I knew about Jesse Peterson. I didn't get into the politics. This is not a political channel. I know he's a heavy, staunch Republican black man that tap dances for white folk. But a lot of the stuff that Jesse Peterson would say of the videos that I watched, there was some truth there. There was some enlightenment. And before I get to the reason why I'm making the video, there's some people that came out and outed Jesse Peterson as being gay. And this fool is in the manosphere. He's the one that tells men to man up. His homosexuality is bad and all this other stuff. And let's just take a look at a clip right now. I'll just show you the type of man Jesse Peterson is. Take a look at this clip right here.
What is right? I don't think there's anything right or wrong about either option.
Do you think God made queers?
Yes.
God made a queer.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Through his wisdom and power. I mean, he did. I mean, I'm here, so he did.
So how did he make is it a queer, how did he make that though? You know how he made the body and made the human being. How did he make a queer?
Are you asking me to explain God's wisdom to you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I cannot know. God's all powerful.
So how do you know God made you that way then?
How do I know he made me that way?
Yeah.
Because I am. It's like asking me how I know God made me with legs. I can see my legs.
Really? And so as long as you've been knowing yourself, you've been a queer?
There's been signs of it ever since I was young,
And
even if I denied it. And I'd rather be honest with myself.
And that's
lie.
why you think that God did it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
God didn't do that.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
I may not know my flaws,
Mhm.
but I do know God did not make queers.
Really?
Right. God doesn't make mistakes.
Well, it's
He
not a
made-
mistake to be queer, though.
And being a queer is not who you are and what you do as a result of being turned away from your earthly father. So you're really out in the wilderness looking for peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're picking up these different spirits thinking that they're from God. But I totally understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask.
Well, then can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Well, if that's true, then why are boys so cute? Because if it's not right for them to feel these ways, then why are they so cute?
Because you have your mother's identity.
Really?
You have the mindset and emotions of a woman. You're not yourself.
How do you know that?
Because when you resent your mother, and in your case, she wasn't even around.
I don't resent my mother.
In your case, she wasn't even around to raise you, and then you resent your father, so you've been turned away from your father's identity, and you have your mother's identity, which is of the feminine nature.
Wow, man.
And so
This
you
is
think
incredible.
you feel like a female, and because
This is
no
the
one
type of
has
stuff
really
that he
explained
does.
to you, and that's not who you are. You've raised, you've grown up thinking that that's who you are, but that's not who you are. That's what you do.
That's very interesting because it sounded like at first you were saying I resented my mother, and if I would have said yes, then it would have been, well, you resent your mother, so that's why you're queer. But when I said I didn't, then it's, well, you resent your father,
No, you
and
do
since you
resent your
resent your
mother, too.
father, that's why you're queer. So it sounds like no matter what
But you
path
do
you would have
res-
taken, it would have been an explanation.
You do resent your mother because she wasn't there for you. So
No,
you
I
can't help
don't.
but
I don't
her.
resent my mother. I understand why she wasn't there.
And you resent your father, but it's because of the resentment. You're born through your mother, so you're born in sin, right? And that's what has brought this idea on about being a queer. But that's not who you
Well,
are.
I think it's mostly just because boys are cute. I don't think it's really that complicated.
And so that's amazing, man.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
And so which are you more proud of, being a queer or a Christian?
What am I more proud of? I've never really measured them against each other.
Which do you promote the most?
What do I
being
promote
a queer
the
or being a
most?
Christian?
I don't really promote it. I don't really promote being queer. I don't know, like, it's not like, hey, join the club. Like, I have, like, membership forms.
Right.
If you want, I can give you one of my membership forms. I can recruit you into the queers.
Which one do you
Bruh.
promote?
Well, I
being
guess
a
it would-
Christian or being a
I
queer?
would say being a Christian, because anyone could be a Christian, not anyone could be a queer.
What do you mean anyone could be a Christian?
Anyone could come to God, but not anyone could just find men attractive.
So he's a queer Christian, which, you know, a lot of them exist. So I know you guys are confused by that term, queer, gay, or you know, LGBT Christian, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people in the LGBTQ movement who are also Christians who go to church.
Amazing.
That's the type of content that I was watching, right? And I'm like, oh, not this one. Is his honesty, it's his directness, it's his savagery that drew me to this man's personality. But that's him. That's a little sample of him bashing, critiquing, saying how being gay is wrong. But this is the reason why I should probably save that for later. This is the expose. This man right here exposed the heck out of Jesse Peterson, because Jesse Peterson is a man who he proclaims to be a man's man. He has a really big following. He's a black man that leans to the right Republican, and a lot of white men and women love to see a black man talk Republican. A lot of people on YouTube eat off of that. There's a lot of channels that do that just for the monetary gain, and it's a serious thing. And he's one of those people. He's also looked up to as, for a lot of people, not me. I don't look up to this fool. Never did. He's just funny. He's also looked up to in a lot of communities as like an uncle, a father figure, stuff like that, because of the way he teaches men how to be accountable, be the head of their households, and to stay away from the abstain things. But this guy right here that you're looking at on screen is 61 years old. Jesse Peterson's like 73. He is the best or former best friend of Jesse Peterson and ex-lover. He known Jesse for over 30 years. And he's been on his show multiple times as a straight man. Jesse is a reverend who married him and his wife. He was the pastor who brought them together. All the while along, there's been this secret love affair. Take a listen.
For this conference, I was a fundraiser at the time, and so we did fundraising. And I was part of the conference. While we were at the conference, we stayed in Virginia, near DC. So we were sitting on the bed together, and all of a sudden he turned to me and just looked at me, and he said, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And he said it in a tone that was really insistent, and I'd never seen this tone from him before. It was like kind of scary. It kind of scared me. Like what? What do you want to do? I knew what he meant, and then I told him, well, okay. And at first I'm scared, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm playing along here. It kind of threw me off my game, I guess, in a way. I think later I realized that's kind of something that people do sometimes. It's like the devil works in a certain way by intimidating you, and it throws you off your normal game. And so he said, "What do you want to do?" And he was like, "Okay, I'm scared." And then I told him what I want to do. I mentioned sex acts, that he knew about, that I had already talked to him about, that I was interested in. And next thing you know, he's ripping his clothes off and coming at me, basically. And I did the same, took my clothes off. And next thing you know, we're fully at it, having, not getting into detail here, but basically full-on sexual acts.
Rooney's recollections show that.
Shoot, there it is. And a lot of other people came out. And once he came out, little young people that he was trying to guide, and his stigma, he as a counselor and as a pastor, he would take a lot of young folks who are dealing with struggles with drug and alcohol abuse, and he would use his position of power to guide them, to get close to them, and to abuse them. This dude's sick, man. I don't care that the man's gay. It's the fact that he took advantage of people. He parades himself as this dude who's all manosphere. I don't like your beta male. You should not be gay. You shouldn't be gay. That's what he would say. Being gay is evil. It's the devil. And this shit right here I'm about to show y'all is about to blow y'all top. Somebody caught up with this dude. Somebody from the YouTube channel, Sergeant Francis, a contact from Sergeant Francis that works for him, I guess, found this fool in public in LA somewhere. And I ain't got to explain it. Just check this out.
Hey, Jesse Peterson. Martin Francis.
About the allegations of him being gay. Since the news about him being gay broke, this is like the first live contact with him.
Francis here. How are you? So, I'm the first man in your whole career. I am the first man in your whole career that you have run from. Like the chicken song that you play. You are running from me. You're running from your what you've been doing for 31 years. Trying to get us killed here.
Motherfucker caused an accident.
Jesse
He don't give a shit either.
He tried to cross the street before he should have, and caused these cars to stop and bash.
Motherfucker caused the whole accident, bruh. He said, oh, I'm out of here. It looked like he on La Cienega somewhere. He said, oh, I'm gone. Cross the crosswalk, bro. Car stopped, caused a whole little, almost a chain reaction. That Honda Pilot had to get up out the way. Bruh, look at this.
Jesse's so upset that he tried to cross the street before he should have. You are running what you've been doing for 31 years. Trying to get us killed here. Jesse's so upset that he tried to cross the street before he should have, and caused these cars to stop and bash into each other. So that's because I now have video proof, more so than before.
Tell them about you sleeping with your brother's wife.
Oh, that's nice. He wants me to tell them how I was sleeping with my brother's wife. That's fine. But Jesse, why will you not speak on your homosexual behaviors?
There it is. Why will you not speak on your homosexual behaviors? Bruh caused a whole accident. So that's really the gist of, that's going to be the end of Jesse Peterson, because a lot of his funders, a lot of the Republicans that fund him, because he's 100% Republican, hates the Democrats. So his Republican support has been diminishing. He's been kicked out of a lot of the groups that he's in. He's just losing it all overnight because they don't like that gay stuff, bro. And now he's out of there. So that's the end of Jesse Peterson, man. It's been a run. He's had his little network going on, but it's over with. But I just want to show you why I used to watch Jesse Peterson. Do you guys remember the Slut Walk from 2017? I figure in remembrance of Jesse Peterson and the funeral of Jesse, that we go ahead and go to one of his highlights of, I would share that his funeral, since this is the funeral of Jesse, I want to share one of the things that I liked about Jesse Peterson, calling out women at the Slut Walk. Oh, that was great. Let's check this out.
What made me a slut? I think slut is whatever slut is, whatever it is to you, right? And I think that we have to start to take back words that are meant to be derogatory and have them empower us. So I am a slut because I am a fucking woman and I do what I want.
And how are you, knowing that society
She
doesn't
said like a
respect
whole
sluts,
Tomahawk superhero and
how
shit.
are you empowered as a woman being a slut?
That's very simple.
He's walking up to these women who are at the Slut Walk acting slutty, and he's asking them, why are you a slut? And they act liberated and they act free, but they're insecure and they're embarrassed. And he really exposes it.
Fuck society. I think that we have to take back the permission to be women, whatever it is that means to you. And that's why I asked you, what does it matter, right? Because it doesn't.
And are you a slut?
Absolutely.
And what made you a slut?
What makes me a slut is that I'm sexually liberated. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, and I just live my life.
And how did you become sexually liberated?
Well, it was difficult, but one by one, crushing the patriarchy, looking men in the eye, and not giving a fuck what they say.
And so, meaning that you had to overcome being afraid of men?
No, I was never afraid of men. Men were afraid of me.
And what was it that, I don't understand what you had to overcome to become a slut.
What did I have to overcome? Men. Men.
Overcome them.
Mind you guys, this is some poisonous, disgusting shit to see and hear. But this was the beginning of the Me Too movement. This is 2017. This is the beginning of it. This is what started it. And we're still living in it. 5 years later, this trash society that we live in.
Men, because when they're sexually derogatory terms, that's what tries to bring women down, tries to make them think that they are not worthy, that they cannot sleep around because that makes them an inefficient woman. And I happen to strongly disagree with that.
You sleep with a lot of men?
That's not your business.
Do you sleep with a lot of men? That's not your business. Whoa, we at the slut walk. We supposed to be proud to be sluts. Why are you hiding your body count? What's the problem then?
If you're proud of it, the whole point is to take the shame out of it.
Actually, the whole point
it should be able to answer that question.
Well, the whole point is to say it's our business. That's actually the whole point.
So, but you won't reveal it because it's embarrassing?
No, absolutely not. It's not embarrassing at all. I don't want to reveal it because I choose to not reveal it. A choice. It's a choice.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you decide, the whole aspect of this, women deciding what they want to do.
Absolutely.
And so if you decide that you don't want to reveal that you're a slut, you have the right to do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got you.
You got that.
You say you have children?
I do.
Are you married?
I'm not.
And do your children know that you're a slut?
Do my children know that I'm a slut? My children know that I'm an empowered woman, absolutely.
Do they know you're a slut?
My children know that I'm an empowered woman. And if that means that I'm a slut, then my children are going to know that I'm a slut.
So they don't know right now that you're a slut?
My children know that I'm an empowered woman.
Are you going to eventually let them know that you're a slut?
Are you going to let your children know that you're asking women if they're sluts? Because I don't really know what your agenda is.
No, but
Trash.
if you're not ashamed of it,
not ashamed.
would you want your kids to become sluts like their mother?
I would love it.
You have kids?
No, I do not.
Would you want your kids to know that their mother is a slut?
I would love them to know that their mother's a slut and they have the choice to be a slut because it's called freedom.
That's amazing. Decent men don't marry sluts. Do you plan to?
Decent men don't have to be around me.
And I think we're done. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
That's some darn good content, isn't it? Well, I don't even need to speak on that video, but yeah. This fool Jesse Peterson is out of here, man. Put in the comment section what you guys think about the situation. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with him or know about him or know of him, or maybe you don't. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.